Hi everyone, Bandanner here, and welcome back to the WARNO League Season 0.5 from SDL. Today we are with Sotek and Jasp for a couple of games. Sotek over on the right in blue playing as the 119th, and over on the left in red we have Jasp playing as the 39th. So expect to see some T80 on T80 battles here. Let's have a look at what Sotek has down first. We have some Spetsnaz OP, Spetsnaz Gru, and Spetsnaz heading up to this side quite aggressively. Looks like an echo push. We've got some Spetsnaz Gru heading into the center, and some Razvedka Sapri heading up to that area there. Motostrelki BMP heading up to the center, BMP pulling to the back of the forest line there. We have an Igla and a Command, the Igla heading into the center straight away, Command going to Bravo, and then the far corner of Alpha. We have a Rapira, which is going to head up to that little tree line there. Good eyes on Echo from this side, and good eyes across the center. If I put the little line of sight tool there, you see it's got pretty good eyes on that corner. It's a good place to pull a gun. Back here we have some TO55s, 2 Strellas, and a T80 BVK, and a supply has also just gone down as well. Again, looking like quite an aggressive push here. Let's spin ourselves round. Over at this side we have an MI24K heading up to this side. That will cut off this early deployment stuff, the Spetsnaz from Sotek. We've got some Razvedka here also pushing up to this point, but defensively in nature. And some Mot Razvedka heading up to this side of Alpha and the tree line over here. At the back here we have some Iglas, some ATGMs, a Motostrelki Metis, a Strela, a Cub, a Command, and a Supply. Looks like the Command is coming to Delta and then going to Echo. Everything else is kind of getting spread out across the center here. Pretty standard stuff. Just notice there has been a change at this side. Spetsnaz OP has gone down at this side, pushing up to this forest instead. And at this side, a second Spetsnaz OP has gone down for Sotek. Let's spin ourselves round. Get on the controller and get zoomed in, because the first combat is definitely going to be with this MI24K, which is going to cut off these units here. Question is Sotek paying attention? Because obviously it's really important to grab these and deploy them immediately so the MI24K doesn't get some easy kills on these things in the vehicles. Because the rockets with that many vehicles will get some damage off. There we go, they have been spotted getting shot at, and Sotek deployed them immediately. Still some damage going in against the Spetsnaz there. Spetsnaz OP now taking some fire from a couple of rockets and the main cannon. That did quite a lot of damage there. Spetsnaz OP not looking great, but have managed to make it into the buildings a little bit safer. MI24K not looking great. I see a jet coming in on the minimap. Something fast. It is indeed a MiG-29 coming in for this chopper. The chopper's trying to run away, and it's down. Yes, much better now on those passes with the jets. They do a lot more damage to those choppers than a couple of patches ago. MiG gets out alive, takes a little bit of damage, but nothing too exciting. The Rapira is deploying early. I thought it was going to get blown up there, but it deployed early. Sotek obviously watching this side. He's moving in. TO55s now. The TO55s getting hit, or one of them getting hit by the BMP3 at the back there. BMP3, however, taking fire from them now, is now routed. Its second missile veers off. TO55 gets the killing blow. Really curious to see how these flame tanks perform in this situation. There are some Motostrelki there, so there is some anti-tank capability. Obviously, the TO55 is very effective against any vehicles, especially at closer range. And the flames very good at stressing out infantry. Might not kill infantry that quickly, but certainly good at stressing them out. There the flames go. They're in range now. Yeah, you see how quickly it stresses out the guys on the receiving end. Motostrelki take out one of those TO55s. The other one now retreating frantically. Motostrelki chasing after it. Does not get in range. Is engaging with the Spetsnaz instead. T-80 BVK was being moved up there. Probably not a great choice to go up against the Motostrelki. Obviously at risk of getting side shot as well by that RPG. So, a little bit of bashing heads down here. No one massively coming out on top there, to be honest. Both players lost a little bit. Possibly Jasp losing a little bit more there, but nothing too expensive. And at the moment, he has more in the center, including a T-80 BVK, sorry, a T-80 BV even, rolling into the center there. SG-24M laser guided bomber coming in here. Not sure what it's going for. Possibly the Cub. Oh no, it went for the Metis at the front there. It's going down. Oh wow. That is an expensive loss to kill a Motostrelki Metis. Ouch. Losing a laser guided bomber in that situation is not good. Rapira getting some good shots off on the Motostrelki RPG-22 down here. And Sotek not letting up. He is pushing with the units he has. He has repaired them with those supply trucks. He's also moving up the Strelas. There's a T-80 BV coming in down here as well. And another tank rolling in behind the Razvedka that are coming in as well. What's coming in for Sotek? I'm just spinning around for a look. BMPs with Motostrelki. Some more Spetsnaz Gru. There is an Mi-24V anti-air helicopter here. There isn't actually any anti-air down here for Jasp. And, oh, he has redirected the other T-80 BV to come and assist down here. Probably a wise choice. Rapira sees it, though, and has fired a missile. Good hit on the front armor. Didn't do a lot of damage, though. T-80 BV will win that fight. T-80 BV down here, though, taking quite a bit of damage from the T-80 BVK. The BVK took a lot of damage, though, and needs to get out of there. BV also taking an equal amount of damage. Rapira surely going down. I hear a jet coming in. It's a laser guided bomber. I think that's an even more expensive laser guided bomber, though. Gets in without taking any damage. Manages to do some damage to some Spetsnaz OP that I think it caught out there, but the tank is safe. T-80U on the way in from Sotek at the other side. This is turning into a very much a Soviet Civil War. T-80B rolling in here. Obviously a weaker tank, but still has some firepower. ATGM misses the supply vehicle. Sapriopio pushing up here. Now, realistically, Motostrelki Meta surely going to get the kill on that tank, and yes, it does. Obviously, Sotek kind of needs to stop these troops getting repaired. He's seen that supply truck going in. In the center, we do see that Jasp is also pushing up a bit. He's moved that T-80B over that way to try and put down some fire. Mi-24V rocket being called in for the middle there. Obviously, there is anti-air defense in the middle for Jasp. Mi-24V here coming in, able to attack the infantry. There isn't, as I say, any anti-air down here. So right now is the time to operate with the Mi-24V, but Sotek doesn't know that. He can't see what we can see. Infantry have managed to do some repairing here, though Sotek is going for it. T-80 BVK is rolling in again. T-80U is still on the way. It's just very, very slow. Skirmishing continues down here. I do notice a Motostrelki BMP for Sotek pushing up at the top of that center point. At the very top of the screen, you'll see the Motostrelki just moving across to the center. I don't know if that's just to scout. Oh, nice positioning. The BMP-1P goes down in the center there from an ATGM. BTR-60 here, charged into the point. That was being used as recon. Sotek has a good force going here. He should get into the point. He will cap it. There's the command in. There's no other command in there, so he will take this point completely. ATGM's firing out at the T-80BV, but the offending BMP is taken down. That T-80U is needed in here for this fight. Motorstrelki aren't really much of a threat to the T-80BV at that range. T-80U a little bit far behind. Could get a nice side shot on this T-80BV though. I hear another jet coming in. This could be... laser guided bomber coming back in. It is an attempted kill on the command without knowing where it was. T-80BV getting a little bit close here. That's very risky, moving right up to the front. Reinforcements rushing in for Jasp. T-80BV takes a nasty hit. It is routed. The other one also very close. This is dangerous. Spetsnaz OP able to fire now. Spetsnaz OP quite a big threat to those tanks. Oh, and one goes down. The other one firing at the Spetsnaz OP. T-80U now engaging as well. Spetsnaz OP not managing to get the kill. T-80U might do it though. Igla has arrived here and is dealing with the helicopter from Sotek's side, but Sotek has a really good push going here. Most of Jasp's stuff is dead. 30 minutes in, and this isn't looking good for Jasp down here. T-80U takes a side shot from the T-80B, but the T-80B goes down. BMP-3 coming in, going up against the T-80BVK. Jasp just doesn't have the numbers. He is rushing in a command infantry, calling in loads of reinforcements down here, but he's not holding. Sotek has this point. That command infantry is under serious threat of just being killed in the next minute or two. Another T-80U on the way. Some supplies coming in to repair the one that is badly damaged. But Jasp has not exchanged well here. He's lost all of his big tanks. All those T-80s already dead. Mi-24 VAA did survive the Igla. It's landed behind the point there. SU-25 AT coming in. That will be looking for a kill on the T-80BVK. Obviously, very important that he gets that kill so that he can reclaim this point, because currently it is +2 to Sotek. And he's got a nice advantage in those points. He smokes. He's seen it coming. The Strelas are opening up. One good hit from the Strela. A shot from the back there. I think that was the anti-air chopper that got a shot on it there from the ground. That's quite impressive. I saw the other missile come from the back, and there isn't anything else back there, I don't think. It's just the Mi-24. Yeah. Loads of reinforcements about to arrive for Jasp here. Obviously, depending how they come into the point, T-80BVK might make a mess of them. They are being deployed early, very sensibly. But the command is down, back to +4, I believe. That's what Sotek wants. That's a lot of infantry reinforcement coming in there for Jasp. But he doesn't have any anti-air with it, and I hear a chopper in the air. Yeah. Mi-24 VAA back in action. Just railing on those buildings. And there's the surrender. Commiserations, Jasp. That was a rough one. Sotek way out in the lead in terms of kills to losses there. Obviously, getting all of those kills in the tanks made such a difference there. T-80BVK survived for that entire game. T-80U got quite a few kills. Got one of the T-80Bs and the other T-80BV. Spetsnaz got that T-80BV. Yeah. That was a short game, but a rough one for Jasp. It was a difficult comeback after losing the T-80BVs. They were just a little bit too close to those infantry in the end. Let's hop straight into game number 2. Welcome back to game number 2 with Sotek and Jasp. Sotek this time over on the right in blue, playing as the 8th Infantry. Over on the left in red we have Jasp playing as the 1st British Armoured. Interesting matchup on this map. Very curious to see where this goes. Let's have a look at what Jasp has down first this time. Over here we have a sniper and some Terrier's Paras, which are heading up to Foxtrot, quite far forward there as well. Back here we have a really big mix. We have some Assault Pioneers, we have Javelin LMLs, we have Arm Rifles in Warrior. Just standard Warriors, I think, rather than... Oh no, they are Warrior Milans. Got a Chieftain there as well, Mark 11, and a Rover Command. A few bits and pieces heading down there. We've got the rest heading to the center, including the Command, which will go to India, Gulf, and then into Delta. Over at this far side of the map, we have some Terrier's Paras pushing into Echo, and some Scouts also pushing in there. Quite an aggressive push into Echo. Not very often we see this side go into Echo heavily. It is a difficult place to get. Obviously, if you have forward deployment troops, it does help. Back here, we have the Javelin LML, a Chieftain, Mark 11, and a Command, which will be heading... The Command's actually going to go into Echo. Okay, so Jasp is going to try and contest Echo early doors. That'll be quite interesting. Over at this side with Sotek with the 8th Infantry. Jaeger Aufkel heading up here into this building. We have a Command which is heading into here and then across to Charlie. Here we have MP Patrol with the M67 recoilless rifle, some mech rifles and 2 M60s, all heading to the center. He's not going to bother to contest Foxtrot, basically. Over this side, Jaeger Aufkel heading straight into Echo. And then at the back here we have a mixture of MP Patrol with the M67, Fireteam 84, Engineer's Flash, a Cobra, a Pivads, a Chaparral, and a Command. And all of this is going to Echo, so we're going to see some early fighting in Echo. Obviously, the Cobra is going to be key there to deal with this forward deployment stuff from Jasp. And then the Command will be going into there. Obviously, he'll put the other Command into Charlie and then Delta, probably. I've just noticed the Gazelle rockets here. Don't think they were down a moment ago. Gazelle rockets heading into Delta. Admittedly, there's not going to be a lot in Delta for Sotek at all. He's got these units here heading in there. He does have a Chaparral heading in there as well, obviously, so he will be able to defend it, but they'll be quite slow at getting there. So the Gazelles will get there early, but everything else is going to arrive with the Chaparral, so I think Sotek should be okay in the middle. Very curious to see what happens in this point. It's possible that Jasp could go for a push into Bravo. It depends how aggressive he is feeling today, but that is a definitive possibility. Let's get ourselves into a nice position down here so we can get some eyes on. I'm expecting some early skirmishing with that helicopter attacking these Terrier's Paras. They're going to arrive at the town about the same time as the Jaeger Aufkel, but the Cobra should get just ahead of that vehicle. I would expect Sotek to win this fight, but you never know. Terrier's Paras taking fire now. This one manages to make it into the buildings. The Jaeger Aufkel have deployed. Cobra pulling back. There's a Javelin LML very, very close now. That Cobra needs to do it damage. Scouts go down. Cobra is busy firing at a Bedford truck. That is not good. He needs to help kill these Oh, Tornado is in. Cobra taking quite a bit of damage. Pivads and Chaparral open up on that. Should get out alive. I don't think it'll come back for another pass. Jet coming in for Sotek as well, but appears to have veered off. That wasn't as decisive as I was expecting. I thought that Cobra was going to mince these Terrier's Paras. That didn't happen in the end. And the Javelin LML is here now. Those MP Patrol need to deploy. There we go. They have deployed now. Jäger caught out in the open here against that tank. Terrier's powers fleeing. A little bit of skirmishing over at the other side of the map at the moment. I'm just going to scoot over there and have a look. Gazelle taken out in the middle by the Chaparral. Stuff in the middle, pretty stable, though under the control of Jasp. This far side, Jasp not being very aggressive there. He is literally against the Jäger. He doesn't realise it, but he could probably push straight through to that back point. Some players would do that, but obviously risky in itself. It is an easy point to reinforce. Laser guided bomber coming in up there as well. May get a kill on something. Does not look to have gotten a kill and has taken some damage as it goes out. Down here, Command has managed to get back in this point. Jasp is currently +2. Engineer's Flash dealing with these Terrier's powers here. Big threat here is that Chieftain. Obviously it outranges any of the infantry left here. Laser guided bomber coming in at this side. Oh wow. That was the laser guided bomber that it was the other side of the map and came back around here for another pass. But the F111F laser guided bomber, very, very disappointing in its damage output. But that must have swung all the way around the back of the map there to engage. Jasp, being a bit more aggressive at the other side, has found out that there's just some Jäger there and is pushing up his forces. Reinforcements being called in at the back for Sotek now, but this could be a good push for Jasp at that side of the map. In the center, though, Sotek is being quite aggressive, pushing up, doing quite a good job at clearing out that point. Rifles arriving here, but haven't been deployed. They need to be deployed. That was lucky. They do manage to deploy now, but they're already stressed out. Thunderbolt comes in for the Chieftain. Thunderbolt struggling to hit it. Kills it with the cannon rather than a missile. Command goes down as well. Warrior takes quite a lot of fire. Thunderbolt pilot needs sacking. That targeting was atrocious with the missiles. Fire team getting torn apart by the rifles there and the warrior at the back. Thunderbolt does go down to the javelin. Not looking great down here for Sotek at the minute. He's really struggling to hang on to that. In the center, though, looking a lot better. Is controlling the entire point and is managing to push up those M60s right to the edge of the point as well. However, over here, as I said, Jasp could be very, very aggressive. And there's the answer. He has done it. He's pushed his command all the way up. He needs to get that command somewhere safe, though. It is not safe in that position. If those mech rifles deploy at the edge of the town there, they've deployed early. I was going to say if they deploy up here, they'll probably have eyes on that without recon. Could be wrong though, but I suspect they would be able to see it if they got in these buildings at the edge. Currently +2 to Jasp for holding this back point. Lots of reinforcements coming in for Jasp at that far side as well. He wants that side point. He is really digging into Echo there. Mech rifles almost at the edge of that town. Rover is being moved out of the way now. Mech rifles opening fire. They're targeting the Warrior Milan. M1A1 coming in to assist here as well. Jasp managed to hang on to a little corner of this point in the middle and is bringing round a Rover command vehicle. Sneaky, sneaky round the back, bypass the M60s. Units trying to cross that bridge from the middle for Sotek, but not getting very far. Over at this side, Jasp consolidating control here. He wants this point. That command is coming in. Little infantry commander, harder to see, harder to kill. M60 coming in here as reinforcement. But Sotek's infantry starting to look a bit outnumbered here. Centurion Mark V has arrived as well to lay down some serious fire on the infantry. Arm rifles are going to make short work of an M60 at close range. This is very dangerous. Supplies coming in for the rifles as well. There was no command in the center for Sotek. He's rushing his command back to Bravo. So he's actually lost the center completely. It's currently +7 to Jasp. Jasp feeling in control of the flow of this game right now. Whether he can keep that up is up for debate, but right now he is in control. He's forcing Sotek to move units to points that he doesn't really want to move them to. Down to a +5. As Sotek does get Bravo back. But down here in Echo, this isn't looking good. Tracked Rapier is here now as well as a Cobra coming in, but that Cobra is going to get wrecked by the Javelin and the Tracked Rapier. Lots of reinforcements coming in the other side of the map now for Jasp as well. He just seems to be flooding the map with reinforcements. Tornado coming straight in for that Cobra, which does try to land. Tornado goes down to the Chaparral and the Pivads. Doesn't manage to get the kill on the Cobra. The Cobra looking rough anyway. Fighting Falcon did come in, but has evac'd already. Cobra managed to get some shots down as the Javelin moves up. Terrier's power is not faring well there. That was actually what I expected in the opening from the Cobra. The Cobra now taking fire from the Javelin. Does land. But the command has had to retreat out the point. +4 to Jasp. Look at the points ticking up there. Command back in the center for Sotek though. Drops it to a +2. But Jasp still has units in there. He's got a command leader infantry moving in. Over at this side, he still has the rover command sat at the back of Foxtrot. Abrams command tank coming in for Sotek now. Over this side of Bradley coming in here. And another Cobra. +2 for Jasp once more as his infantry does manage to get into that center point once more. Javelin gets the final hit on the Cobra. Another Cobra coming in here. Thinks twice about that. Bradley Recon moving further round. Obviously driving it into the town is a bad idea. Mech Rifles pushing up. Risky position for the Mech Rifles. Centurion will cause them issues. Jäger Aufkuhl taking fire as well. Nice hit from the Mech Rifles with their Dragon Launcher on that Centurion. I want to zoom in a bit more here. I just want to try and keep the other part of the map in vision. Good supporting fire against the arm rifles there, but the Mech Rifles receiving the same punishment. Laser Guided Bomber comes in for the Centurion. No! It goes for the Warrior. Okay. M60 gets some shots off on the command infantry there. Loads of infantry arriving here, though, for Jasp. Really doubling down on taking this. Still +1 currently to Jasp. Command is back in this point for Sotek. But it doesn't feel like Sotek has any control here in the grand scheme of things. Bradley goes down straight away to the Milans from the Warriors. M60 smokes itself. There's Rangers in here. There's Flash coming in. But this feels like a lost cause right now. There's so much stuff in this point for Jasp. In the center of the map, the battle is grinding on. Sotek trying again to get to the edge of the point. There's quite a lot of infantry in here now for Jasp. He's holding on in there. Very little at that back point for Sotek once more. There are actually armed rifles behind his Jaeger Aufkel there. He's got a bomber coming in the center. Going for the infantry in the building, I assume. Yes, indeed. Though I'm not sure if they died to something else before the bombs hit. He's got a bomber did take a hit from the javelins there. M1 Abrams command tank pushing up. And a Cobra coming in as well. Quite an aggressive push at this side, but the Chieftain able to fire across from the other side of the river. But the infantry are dead. Sotek looking good again in the middle. He's managing to clear up. He just needs to get that command down. But over at this side, look at that red blob. Another Chieftain Mark 11 coming in as well. I think Jasp is going to take this and lock it down. I'd be worried about the back point depending on how aggressive Jasp's feeling. And if the other side of the map was anything to go by, he could just push through. The M60 obviously went down over here, and this is just getting cleared up. Pivads goes down. Infantry getting completely overwhelmed here. That command in serious trouble. Runs away. M1A1 just needs to sit back at this side now and fire into the point. Try and dissuade Jasp from pushing out. +2 to Jasp here. Doing a really good job with the 1st British Armoured Division. Not brought out any challenges as yet. Just some Chieftains. A Mark 9 coming in for the centre. That Abrams being used as a tool to push. Obviously, not a bad tank, but going to be in some serious trouble from a side shot from this Chieftain. Oh, that is a lucky Abrams. I think that would have just caught the cone of the side armour as it was turning into the shot. Chieftain struggling to hit. It is only rank 1. Which is less than ideal for a tank. You really want them at veteran. Yeah, really struggling to hit that. The Abrams command is panicked, but gets the kill anyway. Rangers and mech rifles finally kill the last squad of rifles there. Just these Paras leader remaining. Those guys do have an M72 Law. It is not the best anti-tank weapon, but if it gets some good hits on the Abrams might still go down. And the Chieftain is coming in at the far side as well. Over here, let's just have a quick look. Yeah, Sotek holding back now. Realizing he's not going to be able to deal with this. He's just going to have to hold the line. Still +2 to Jasp. Laser Guided Bomber comes in, hits the Chieftain, doesn't get the kill. Does a lot of damage to it. Tornado coming in for the Laser Guided Bomber. Laser Guided Bomber might go down here. No, Tornado veers off. Laser Guided Bomber does get out intact. Or near enough. Command finally killed here. Point goes back to Sotek. We are now neutralized. Aero rifles being brought in there as a quick response force. Taking fire from the javelins though. A little bit too far forward. And down it goes. Loss of the chopper and the squad. And there are enough units here for Jasp to just push Sotek straight back to the other side of the point. Wonder if he's got a command coming in here. See an M1A1 Abrams coming in for Sotek there, and another Bradley spinning us right round. No command for Jasp as yet coming for the center. There we go. Chieftain Mark 11 command being called in. As I say that, you can just see it in the center there. It's on its way from the back now. I'm not sure what's happening at this side of the map. It looks to me like Sotek is trying to push towards this point. He lost the mech rifles that he brought in over here. Abrams obviously not in a bad position, but anything else should certainly be further back. That Chaparral, for example, that seems like a risky position for that Chaparral to sit in, because anything coming up to the edge of this city can surely see that. In fact, can't quite be seen by those scouts in that building. Just out of range. Armed rifles can technically see it, though. Whether they can see it at that range or distance is a different matter entirely. But a recon unit probably would be able to. Cluster bomber coming in there. I assume that was for the Abrams. And the Scouter bomber came in at this side. Sotek again trying to push across the river there, I think. Not having that much success. Did manage to get an infantry unit across, though. You see that cluster bomber flittering around at the back, at the top left of the screen there. Obviously waiting to go for the Abrams. Next time it opens fire. Just under 22 minutes left of this game. The cluster bomber's gone in. It's dropping on the Abrams, or at least where he thinks it is, I guess. Oh, very nice strike. Manages to get out without taking any damage as well from the Chaparral. That Abrams will have to pull back and repair. Jasp has a massive force at that side. He's quite happy to just sit and hold by the looks of it rather than push out, though. M1A1 here being quite aggressive. Bradley pushing up as well. Infantry moving up, and another M1A1 pushing in from the back. I'm just looking at this armed rifle squad here. I think that could have been a good rear shot on the armor there. A defense beacon's gone down on that. I think he spotted it. Yeah, Sotek's marked it. That M1A1 is lucky it didn't get popped in the back by that infantry squad. Command back in the center for Jasp. Back to a +2. Challenger Mark II on the way in now. I gotta be honest, Jasp doing an amazing job here. He's controlled the flow of the battle for most of this game. Sotek trying to push across from the other side of the river with his tanks now to get into this point. There's still a rover command at the back. He's got a bomber coming in. Taking fire from the tractor rapier and the javelin. Drops its bomb on the Centurion there, but goes down. That was a strange path to get to the Centurion. Challenger Mark II could be coming to this point to respond to the push of the M1A1s. Tanks have made it across the river and are engaging on the Terrier's powers. Difficult thing to do pushing across the river, but Sotek has finally managed it. Cluster bomber coming in here. Going for the Abrams. Oh, nice strike. Down to 1 pip of health. Unfortunately, only managed to catch 1 in that. Challenger Mark II has arrived. Rover command goes down though. Challenger Mark II getting some good hits on the M1A1. Coming out on top there. I do hear another jet coming in though. Fighting Falcon. Challenger Mark II goes down from the Bradley and the M1A1s. This sounds like an A10 coming in. Yes, indeed, A10 coming in, looking for a kill on some of these vehicles. I'm sure would like to get the Chieftain. Does get a good hit on the Chieftain. Takes a hit itself, though. Surprised it didn't switch targets and go for the Warrior there. is now being evac'd. Still +2 currently to Jasp, but Sotek has a good push going here. He's now got control of this point. Very little at the other side for Sotek. Jasp probably could have pushed through that. Just the M1A1 really standing in his way. Command in this point now for Sotek. He will take it, and that will once again neutralize the points. With 17 minutes left to go, Jasp has a big advantage. But he's lost control of this side of the map. Challenger Mark III coming in there. And 8 Chieftain Mark 11, probably for this side. But Sotek's looking fairly solid. But the question is, how is Sotek going to get these points? He needs to be at a good plus number. I'm thinking 7 would be good to be able to win this game. Because realistically, it's going to be a +7 to win within the time frame. Plus the time it takes to take the points. He's going to have to steamroll through the middle or something. He could try pushing this side, but it's a long point. So it's very easy for Jasp to get a command sat in the other side. It's a harder point to attack and then hold. He really needs to get through the middle and try and hold this back point. But even that's going to be difficult at this stage because, again, that's quite a big point. I'm not sure quite how Sotek can pull this back in the time that remains. Under 16 minutes left now. And I do feel like this is going to be a challenge. Jasp is very, very solid at the other side of the map. There is no way Sotek is going to push in there. However, that is a lot of units and a lot of points that aren't doing anything. They're not attacking, they're just sat holding. So they're not a huge amount of use. Whereas everything is being utilized for the most part on the side of Sotek, other than a couple of units there defending. Scouts and a mortar coming in at that side. I don't know if that's just for harassment to make Jasp think that he might do a push there. Rangers being moved back across the bridge to the middle. More reinforcements being called in at this side for Jasp. I think Jasp wants to go back in this point. He hasn't called in anything for the center in a little while. I can imagine that Sotek would like to push the center. Mortars being used for harassment here. Chieftain Mark 11 takes a nasty hit. Artillery in here now as well. An M109A2. Also some Abbots coming in at the other side. Both players switching to some artillery play. That means the main pushing phase is probably over. But the reality is Sotek needs to push somewhere quite aggressively. Just looking at the far side, because I see there is a build-up of units there. But there's no way that Sotek can push Echo. That is too well locked down at the top of the map there. There's no way he can get in that point. Anything he sends up there is dead. It's just not going to happen. Jasp has invested a lot in the defense of that point. Abbott's here going to be used now to take out the defensive forces in this point. The Bradley will be the first target. Getting some hits on the Bradley and the Abrams there. Not the most effective use of an Abbot. It's not great against armor. It is only 105mm on its gun. They're quite good at clearing buildings and destroying buildings, but they struggle a lot against units that are mobile, especially armored units, unless they get a really solid hit. Yes, at the far side of the map there, the Abrams has been pulled away from that side, by the looks of it. Scouts were pushed up. The Abrams appears to be being moved over to support pushing elsewhere. Another M1A1 being called in for the centre by the looks of it. Ito under fire from the Abbots now. Two M109s in for Sotek. Currently firing at the centre there. These arm rifles still sat in this point. Been there for most of the game now. The push is starting from Jasp's side. He needs to kill these Abrams. And the Bradley as well. The Bradley is going to cause issues with that Tor 2. Cluster bombers coming in. That might finish off both of these Abrams. I think that's the plan. Oh, one tornado goes straight down though. This could be a good... Oh, that's beautiful. Both Abrams go down. Bradley has to smoke itself, but that was a good maneuver. Laser guided bomber coming in for the Challenger. Challenger Mark II goes down. It was already damaged. I hear the engines of the A-10 will be coming in for the Challenger. Gets a missile off at the Chieftain but misses. Jasp's going all in here. Ito gets a nice hit on the Chieftain Command. That Chieftain Command is looking like it's going to die. Thunderbolt goes for it and gets the kill. Also gets a kill on a tracked Rapier, but does go down in the end. The push has commenced in the center of the map as well. Sotek wants that point. That's always a good tactic. If your opponent is pushing one area, you push another area. Throw them off balance so they can't concentrate everything on that one side. They have to split their attention. Good push here. He needs to be careful with that Abrams command tank though. There's a Chieftain sat at the side there on the right, just waiting potentially to get a side shot on this command tank. But that Chieftain Mark 11 command is probably going to die here. There's a Cobra all the way up. How is that Javelin not firing at it? It still has missiles. Surprised that Cobra isn't under fire right now. I would have thought that was within range. Over at this far side, the push of Jasp hasn't gone super well. He's cleared out a lot of the stuff, but the command is still alive here. He lost his own command. He should be able to take control at this point, but whether he has another command to bring in there to retake it, I do not know. Chieftain Mark 11 command tank is dead in the center. The Abrams command was also destroyed, though I did say I expected that might get killed. And the Chieftain Mark 11 goes down as well. MP Patrol moving over that way. Still surprised that Javelin LML is alive. Over here, Blackhawks brought in to drop off some arrow rifles. They did come in under fire, but have survived. Tow Cobra coming in at this side. Looking for some kills, I assume, on the Chieftain. Blackhawks being used to waste the ammo of the tracked Rapier. Quite a good tactic. Sotek in control of the center point, but with 8 minutes left to go and a +2, he's not even going to catch up to Jasp. Let's have a look at the entire map. Over at their side, there's no way he's getting in there. Where are these guys going? They're actually coming in here. That's interesting. Surely. Centurion gets destroyed on the bridge in the center there. I think Jasp is going to push this side. There's no other reason I can think to bring more infantry in here. He is sending his Warrior Milan, which is very badly damaged there, with a commander in to the center, I believe. He must be out of commands. He must be out of commands. He's lost quite a few this game. Sotek is wrestling control. Slowly but surely, taking the game back, but it's just so late in the day. 7 minutes left. He needs a really big boost to his income. There's no way right now he's going to catch Jasp. He needs to take multiple points from him. Cluster coming in there. I assume to finish off the Abrams in the center. Abrams is dead. The Tornado is also going to be dead though. Yep. Tractor Rapier has been destroyed at this side though. 2 rifles destroyed. The Mutt Command has been destroyed. Where was that Mutt Command? That must have been in the center, surely. And M1 Abrams command coming in for Sotek. Sotek definitely has more command units available. I think that was the Mutt CV in the center that went down. I assume perhaps Sotek attempted to get it through to the back. He's charging it through the middle of the point there. Not actually sure where that went down. Warrior firing at the Toe Cobra there. He doesn't realize it's still there, but he does now. Cobra takes fire from the Javelin LML. Toe Cobra not looking good here. That CV is literally just being charged through to the back there. Past enemy forces. There's riflemen waiting for it. Artillery going in over at that point there. Not going to be doing much good. That point is too heavily guarded. 90 minutes to a victory for Sotek. He's got 5 minutes left. That's why he's rushing around with this command. Those rifles not quite seeing that CV. But the Paras leader is around there. Helam coming in to assist here. Chieftain Mark 9's coming in. Currently +4. That makes a difference. 9 minutes to the victory. That's a big help, but it's still not quite enough, I don't think, to catch Jasp. He needs more. Chieftain's coming in. I don't think that Mutt CV is going to survive very long. Constant artillery fire coming in on this point down here. I don't think that Jasp is going to make another attempt to get that. Fighting Falcon goes down. It's all about holding this position now. The Mutt CV has gone down. There's another Mutt CV and an Abrams command coming in at the back there. But there's 4 minutes left. Aero rifles flying around. No idea where he's trying to land those. I think he's trying to assault Echo, which just isn't going to happen. I mean, he doesn't know what's in there. We do. But there's so much in there, it's just not going to happen. Challenger Mark II being called in to defend this point. That will deal with any more command vehicles. All eyes on this Mutt command that is being rushed around the back here. I assume it's going to go for either both this point, but certainly I would imagine he's going to try and get it to Hotel across that bridge. Very reminiscent of a Medi attack. Medi does like to get commands around the back and take points. He's been doing that a lot lately, I must admit. There we go. His command is in here, but it's only a counter cap, so he needs to keep moving, really. Command Abrams there. I think Sotek was trying to push into here. He's managed to get those aero rifles in. I am genuinely gobsmacked. They managed to get over there in that helicopter without it getting shot down. Sotek is making a push on that point, but there's just no way he's going to get in there. Not with 2 minutes, 34 seconds left. The command goes down this side. The warrior gets the kill with those rifles. And that's game. There's no way he can pull this back now. He's lost most of his commands. He does have a mech rifles leader coming in. Sotek has a lot of commands in this deck, let me tell you that. He has a lot of commands. And this is a hard fight back for Sotek, but Jasp did what he needed to do early game. He controlled the flow of the battle. He did a really good job. There's the command dead. Outside of Echo, the command tank is down. 2 mech rifles leader on the field now. Surely that is the last of Sotek's commands. But with 1 minute 40 left, he's going to be lucky to get one of those commands into an enemy point. And I suspect that the one in the center is going to get destroyed before it makes it to a point. He might be bringing it over to Echo. Abrams goes down there. He's going to try and bring it over to Echo. But even if he gets it in there, although he will decap the point, I suspect the mech rifles leader will die before he's able to cap the point completely. And at this point, Sotek is just all in. He doesn't care how much stuff he loses. It's just all in because the game is over either way. His other command isn't going to make it. He deployed his command early. That was unexpected. I think he's smoking now, though. Yeah, he's smoking that area so that they can't see the command coming in. But Jasp isn't having any of that. He's moving his infantry out to meet the command. That's what he needs to do. You need to get that kill before they get into the point. Those mech rifles cannot be allowed in that smoke. And they have stalled. HE Bomber coming in for them as well. HE Bomber manages to drop. Does take fire from the Falcon. Will probably go down. But the command is dead. And that is game with 12 seconds left. Jasp takes game number 2. In a long, drawn-out battle. Very well played to both players. But exceptional play to Jasp there. Just controlling the flow of the battle for the majority of that game. 1 game each, guys. Very well played to both of you. Very close in kills to losses. Wow. Very close in kills to losses. That was because of Jasp's assault on Foxtrot, where he lost all of those challenges. But that was a really epic game. It was always going to be difficult for Sotek come back from that. But it was worth him having a go. If he could have just killed all the commands and then capped stuff, it would have been fine. But Jasp was doing a good job moving his commands around. He was doing a really good job of that. So a quick look through. M1A1 Abrams. Doing a good job at that side. This side, the Javelin. Look at the Javelin. Wow. Javelin, LML gets MVP. I don't need to see anything else. Look at the kills it got. Oh, that Javelin doing a good job as well. Not as exciting the kills as all of the jets, but still good set of kills. Javelin LMLs really pulling out the bag that game. Wow. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please do like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you all soon for some more Warno.